Southampton an unstable club? Welcome back to Where the Saints Talk with myself, Luke, and today we've got Joe, Elliot, Alex, and Nick talking all things Southampton. Our subscribers are really going up, and we're so thankful for it. But we really need everybody to chip in. If you can subscribe, comment, like, follow, really boost the page. It really does help the channel. Right, Nick, let's start with the cup game. Obviously, we're coming off the back of a bit of a nervy finish to the Doncaster game. What did you think of it, mate?
It's so perfectly encapsulated this year's Southampton team, didn't it? I mean, absolutely cruising in the first half. Tonda Eckert put out a strong side, which is a bit of a risk in the cup game, because if you win but you don't look convincing, that can be a little bit a harbinger of something bad. But yeah, first half was great. Second half completely fell off the rails. The new keeper Daniel Peretz had some good moments, some shaky moments. Defense was all over the place. It was just so perfectly encapsulating what Southampton are like at the moment.
Yeah, very true. Joe, what did you think, mate, when you 3-0 up? How many? Was you counting going, this is going to be 6, 7? What was you thinking? Or did you know, this is Saints we're talking about. It's going to be...
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have seen us get a few more, but as you said, like it's Saints. Like, I always knew that even though it was Doncaster, I knew we would concede some sloppy goals, and that's exactly what we did. I mean, we held out for the win, so that's a bonus, and we're into the next round. But yeah, we just need to transition that into decent league form now.
Definitely. What did you think to the new shot stopper, Elliot? What did you think to the keeper? Obviously, it was his first game. It's hard, isn't it, when it's in a cup game as well? But what did you think? What did you see? Did you like what you saw? Did you dislike what you saw?
Yeah, I only caught the highlights, and I think he made a great double save in the dying embers of the game. But the fact he even has to pull that off is a worry in itself. I'm less concerned about the goalkeeper now. I'm more concerned about the players in front of him, to be honest. I think even if you put prime Manuel Neuer in front, in goal, I still think he'd struggle to keep out some of the chances that we concede. But no, yeah, when he was tested, he looked a massive upgrade on Bazunu, which isn't saying much, but
yeah, that's fair enough. Talking about Neuer, that would fit Saints sort of model going over after Bundesliga players, wouldn't it? So he would be nice. It would have been nice to have. Right, well, at the minute, I'm looking on the forums, I'm looking on Twitter, I'm looking all over, and it just seems like there's a lot of unrest within Southampton at the moment, and it's changed, hasn't it, Alex? I mean, when Tonda came in, he had his spell where he won back-to-back games. He was unbeaten for a certain period of time. And the last couple of weeks, it's kind of all gone by the wayside a little bit. Obviously, there was a thrashing against Borough. It's not been pretty. Are you still with Tonda, Alex, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I kind of think I wish I stuck to my guns where I said even if he wins a few games, we shouldn't appoint him. And I went back on that, but actually what we're seeing now is a lot of inexperience. That's what we're kind of seeing. The tactical kind of setup has not changed until yesterday, but it didn't work in the second half yesterday, so I'm sure he'll probably revert back again next Saturday against Hull. It is a bit weird with the unrest. I think it just goes to show that it's not the manager who's the biggest problem at the club. You can't have 7 permanent managers in 4 years and keep saying that you got to sack another one. So I don't think Tonda will be here at the end of the season, but it's just another way for Sport Republic to kind of say it's not our problem, but it is.
Yeah, we'll get on to the owners. There's plenty you guys want to say about them. Nick, we'll let you touch on Tonda as well, mate. What are you thinking? Are you still? It has to get to a point, doesn't it, where you back a manager, no matter, you give them 3-4 windows, whatever it is, and really sort of trust and believe in managers. It's difficult. I know it's hard, especially this day and age. It's getting rid of managers left, right, and centre. But what would you like? Would you like to stick with Tonda and sort of really try and back him?
I think he'll get until at least the end of the season, unless the form goes absolutely off a cliff and we find ourselves closer to the relegation zone. He'll probably get this window into the end of the season. after that, if we don't get promoted, I have a feeling they'll probably go for someone else. But like Alex said, I mean, Tonda, he won 6 games out of 8 when he was in right before he got hired. He forced Sport Republic's hand. You can't get rid of a manager who's performing that well. And then again, like Alex said, the team started kind of shifting how they played against Saints, and Tonda hasn't shifted how we play to match it, and the form has started to have a bit of a wobble. That being said, we saw a bit of adjustment against Doncaster. He went to 4-2-3-1, then switches right back to 3 at the back. As sort of things get a little shaky. Against Hull at home, if he plays 3 at the back and it's another 0-0 snooze fest for 70 minutes, I think it's going to start to get toxic again. And at that point, Sport Republic, I don't know if they sack another one. It's too many managers in too short a time. He has to get to the end of the season, and then we'll see.
Yeah, well, that's the manager covered. I want to talk about the players as well, because it's the same players that went on that unbeaten run. It's the same players before that were in the relegation area with Will Steele. It's hard, isn't it? Obviously, you keep getting rid of the managers, but the players have to take some responsibility, don't they, Joe? I mean, how can you come in, perform, and get unbeaten for how many games you did, and then it all goes sort of pear-shaped? What do you think the players need to be a bit more accountable?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Will still said it. I think after the Portsmouth draw or the Hull loss, he said he wondered if the players were questioning themselves a lot. And I really don't think they are, because at the end of the day, it's the same crop of rubbish we had from the Premier League, basically, and a few decent-looking additions in Yander and Scienza. But the rest of it is just utter rubbish. I mean, we're probably not going to be going up this season, so I think we need a huge reset playing-wise, board level, everything really, because we're just going to turn into, unfortunately, someone like a Swansea or a Stoke when the parachute payments finish next season. We're going to really struggle, I think.
Yeah. What do you think, Elliot? We've obviously spoken previously, and I know you've got a lot of insight, a lot of things you want to discuss from the ownership down. Let's get into the ownership now. Sports Republic. It seems every Saints fan isn't happy with them at the moment.
Yeah, I've actually been one of their biggest defenders for a while. I've always said, they've invested well into the club. If you compare it to our previous owner, Gal, he didn't put a penny into the club, and they came in. They bought players like Tino Livramento, Romeo Lavia, but. I said this before the pod started. If good transfer investment was enough, then Man U would still be one of the best teams in the world. It's not enough to just chuck money at the transfer window. You need good coaches, good managers, a good vision. And when you've got people like Rasmus Ankerson calling the shots, it's no wonder why things have gone the way they have. I don't think we've got enough time on this pod, to be honest, to discuss all the problems with the ownership. So I'll just try and keep it short. I mean, the last year, came up with Russell Martin, left it way too late to sack him, replaced him with Ivan Juric. And then after Ivan Juric, was it Simon Rusk? Yeah. That was basically just someone to steer the ship. Steer the sinking ship, I should say. And then we hire Will Steele, and everyone's thinking, great young manager with a lot of potential. That goes nowhere. Tonda comes in. As Nick said, you can't not give a manager a job after he wins 5 games in a row. But he's been found out. We don't have a plan B. He doesn't change the formation. I think he only came to a back 4 against Middlesbrough at the 80th minute after we were
85th minute he went to a back 4.
Yeah. So we've found another manager who like Russell Martin doesn't have a plan B. Mm-hmm. And that, we can point the finger at Tonda and say you need to change it, but ultimately it's Sport Republic's responsibility to sign him and not get someone more experienced in. So I mean, it's just an accumulation of lots of things that have gone horribly wrong. So yeah, to try and keep a long story short.
Yeah, no. Like I said, there's so much depth to it, isn't there? Alex, I'm hearing there's some planned protests. There's things like that. Saints fans are not happy.
Yeah, I do wonder if they'll go ahead, because it's not like the problem I have with it is that we don't have a supporters group that's leading the whole thing. So it's just kind of, an individual on Twitter, an individual on Instagram, all sharing the same thing, which, it could just come to nothing, and it'll be 5 people stood outside the stadium. But it would send a message at least. That fans aren't happy. And obviously it won't mean that the club goes up for sale the next day, but I know that Dragan Solak has made loads of mistakes, but I think he does care a lot. And I mean, the mistakes he's made are unforgivable, really. And I don't think Sport Republic will ever succeed at Southampton with the mistakes that they've made. But and then you've got also the protest for the 12 minutes without going to the seats as well. Well, I don't even know if the stadium will be sold out for that game, because I think fans are kind of, personally, I'm not going to any games for a while, because I don't see the point, really. I still enjoy watching us, but to spend the money on something where you're not going to get effort from the players, the atmosphere's going very poorly, I'd rather just sit back from afar and watch it all happen.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. Another thing that obviously is quite hot topic at the moment in terms of ownership, because obviously this what's going on with Chelsea and Strasbourg, etc. Is the multi-club ownership sort of system, and what's your thoughts with it, Nick? With Sports Republic, I mean, it's meant to be seen as aiding clubs, and it's not even aiding Saints. So yeah, what's your thoughts?
Well, I think Saints got pretty unlucky. I mean, when Sport Republic came in, they sold this vision as Southampton was the Premier League flagship club of the Sport Republic multi-club model. We were going to be kind of the Manchester City to the City Group, the Chelsea to their extensive network, and we were going to have a system where the other clubs in the model, Gastepe, Valenciennes, they can get young talent from Southampton that they may not be able to acquire otherwise. That young talent can play for them, develop, come back to Southampton when they're ready, and everyone benefits. And other than Kuryu Matsuki, who has been decent, not set the world alight this season, I can't think of a player who we've brought in from the multi-club model in this model where Saints can develop young talent. In fact, they've been selling young talent. Ronnie Edwards this week off to QPR, huge talent. People had kind of see him as a potential Premier League player in the future. Could we not send him to Gastepe for some minutes? I guess not. Dom Ballard's tearing it up in League One. Could we not send him to Valenciennes for some minutes and instead of binning him off? It's not working, and the reason why I say Saints have gotten unlucky is Southampton immediately get relegated upon Sport Republic coming in, and Gastepe immediately get promoted. Now they're pushing for Europe, and I really think that the roles have flipped. I think Sport Republic care more about Gastepe now, and Southampton have kind of fallen, at least for the short term. It's not a good situation, and you can see why the fans are unhappy. They were sold this vision, and it's not coming to fruition.
Yeah, that's a really good points from everybody. It's like I said, it's one of them where there's so many questions about owners across the board, across the whole EFL, the Premier League, etc. And it's so hard to get owners who care and they do the right thing. They're never always going to get it right, but it's just more you want to see a vision, don't you? You want to see a plan, and you want to see a progress at least. Right, let's put a pin in that. I'm sure that ain't going to be the last time this year that we talk about the owners. So yeah, let's move on swiftly to the next game, which is Hull at home. Joe, I would like your score predictions and what you expect from the game, mate.
Well, if the home leg is exactly what the away leg was like, then we're in for another trouncing, because it was a cold, wet, windy day up there and we looked hopeless. I would have liked to have said that our previous games have given me a bit of hope, but given the Christmas period was an utter shambles, I can't see anything other than a whole win, to be honest. They're on a bit of a run. I think they're 4th, 5th in the league, something like that, maybe 6th.
7th.
7th. Yeah. 3-1 Hull again. Yeah.
Nice and positive, nice and optimistic to start the.
I wanted to try and be, but yeah.
Saints does it to you. It does it, Tim.
Yeah.
Right, thank you, mate. Let's go to our next feature, which is the A to Z, and we're flying through it. We are on to the letter L now, and Elliot, please take it away, mate. Who or what is your letter L for Southampton?
Try and turn the tone a little bit more positively with this one. I think it has to go to Adam Lallana. Of course, when he started his career, he was one of our most talented academy products, probably up there with some of the best we've produced. Up there with Bale. I know he didn't quite achieve the same career with Liverpool that Bale did with Madrid, but in terms of talent and skill, definitely up there. Of course, he left us for Liverpool. I think it was in 2014. But when he was with us, he was like the face of the club under Nigel Adkins and Pochettino when we had back-to-back promotions to the Premier League. He left us for Liverpool under less than ideal circumstances. But of course, he returned to the club a year ago or two.
Last season.
Yeah, last season.
Yep.
In the promotion season. I remember that there were times where we were calling for him to start, despite the fact he's 36 and both his knees don't work. So it says a lot about him that he was able to come back and still, put in a hell of a shift, despite the fact that the whole season and squad was shambolic. And now, of course, he's a coach. I think he's taken the under-21s job after Eckert obviously was given the full-time gig for the men's team. So, sorry?
He's next in line for the senior job.
Wouldn't be a player manager, maybe. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised at this point. But yeah, it's a nice story, I think, because it's a bit like Theo Walcott. It's a player's career who sort of ended in the same way it began.
Yeah.
For me, Adam Lallana for L.
Brilliant. He was a class player. He was always good for England, wasn't he, as well? He always performed well when he was in an England top. But in the period he went to Liverpool, that was when Saints were Liverpool's feeder club, weren't they? That was over the period of Lallana, Ricky Lambert. They're all going, weren't they?
We finished above them in 2015 under Ronald Koeman. That was satisfying, but it's been downhill ever since then, hasn't it?
Right. I want to do it slightly differently. Rather than just chucking this, this is tweet of the week, and rather than just chucking this to one person, I'm going to ask you a question from it. So I've got the little banner that's been going up and posts all over socials about the protest, and the words state, "Enough is enough. We want our club back. 4 years of abject and constant failure." Quick question for all you guys. You can say yes or no. You say your reasons why if you want to. For even the 12-minute protest before the seats or campaigns, all that sort of stuff, are you going to get involved? Joe, will you be protesting?
If I go to the game, then yes, I will be there. But it's a big if I can be bothered to get down.
Elliot, yourself, mate?
No. I've been away travelling for 3 weeks, and it's actually been quite nice not having to, not have to think about it for once. And I don't. I'm not in a rush to change that, to be honest. So it's more out of apathy than it is out of not agreeing with the protest itself. But no for me.
I know you obviously, Alex. You said yourself you're protesting in your way. You don't want to go to the games at the moment. Would you get involved in any other campaigns?
I suppose if there's any message or anything online, I'd happily share it or anything. But I'm not gonna be ending up going to anything that's before a game. I'll happily cheer everyone on from afar, as I'm sure Nick will as well.
I was going to say to yourself, Nick, it's a little bit of a travel for yourself, mate, to go to the protest. But would, again, like Alex said, will you be? Are you one of these Saints fans that are going to be sharing the campaign online, and you are going to be sort of really trying to put pressure on the board?
Yeah, well, I won't turn my TV on for the first 12 minutes. No, I mean, the owners, if they don't know already, they should know that fans are upset. I mean, I like Alex said, I think Dragon Solak cares. I'm sure he knows that the results aren't good enough. So yeah, I'd happily share. What we don't want to happen is a Sheffield Wednesday situation where the owners just pull money back. So kind of there's a careful line to be trod there. So yeah, I'll happily share. I'll happily support from afar.
I think Elliot started his protesting early. I think he's
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for a great conversation as always. I know it's been a bit of a difficult one, but like I said, it needs to get out there, doesn't it? It needs to, the board need to know that the fans are not happy. So yeah, thanks for a great conversation. Thank you for watching at home. Please like and subscribe and get involved in the comments below.